I want to give you a brief, quick instruction on drawing these V-shaped threads. It's part of this exercise, but it's a little bit a week or two early to be drawing detailed V threads. So we're just going to cover part of how to do that. Okay. If you'll look in your textbook, it should be page 601, and that gives the instructions on how to do detailed threads. Okay, and we're not drawing the entire thread, but we are going to do the V's because this particular exercise has them in section, and you haven't covered that yet. So I'm going to draw it over here to the side, so you can kind of see what we're dealing with. And I'm working on my construction layer. And what I did is I put two construction lines here. That's the major diameter of my thread. Okay, so they're 0.5625 apart. And I drew an end line right here. I'm making my object lines in red so they'll show up a little better for you. And so I just picked a point out here and drew a vertical line. And then above it and below it, I drew a ray. And the ray is like a X line, but it has a starting point and then goes to infinity. And so I did a vertical ray, and then I did a vertical one up and a vertical one down. Or you could do a construction line and then split it in the middle. Either way works. Either way works. Now, the instructions in the book start at the right-hand side and work to the left. Our example that we're drawing in this problem starts at the left and works to the right. So we're going to draw it like the book shows it, from the right, moving to the left, and then we'll just rotate it, and you can put it into your drawing. Okay, so this thing starts out with, we need to come over half of P, and in this case, P is 1/12 of an inch. And so I grab my trusty calculator. So P is 0.0833, okay? So if I divide that by 2, it gets 0.04167. So I'm going to do an offset, 0.04167. And I'm going to offset the top to the left, and that's half of P, okay? Now I want to offset the bottom one, and then that one again, P, which would be 1/12, which in this case is going to be 0.0833. Okay, so that just gives us a couple of lines here to start with. And we draw this thread. So I'm going to switch back over to my, I'm just going to put them on my zero layer right now and make them red so you can see them. And then we'll get things on the proper layers, okay? Because we're just dealing with construction stuff right now. So I'm going to take my line, turn off ortho mode, and from the half P mark, turn on my object snap, I'm going to come down to there, and then I'll repeat that line from here down to here. Okay, now that gives us the start of the thread, okay, of what would be the crest of the thread. And then I'm going to draw down at an angle, so I want to turn on my, excuse me. I want to set my polar tracking to my 60-degree stuff. Oh, wait. All right, and now then we will check that by pulling an angle dimension. "60 degrees between the angles," okay? So I can trim that. Okay, and then I would be able to copy those V's across. Okay, and we'll do the same thing at the bottom, but it'll start here and come up. So let's go line, we'll start here, 120, do it again here. And now that we can copy both of those over as far as we need, you could do the array tool if you wanted to, or you could just go copy. Just watch your snaps as you're coming across, okay? Okay, I'm not going to go all the way across with it, but you'll want to come over 1.5 plus a little more because you got that thread right there, okay? Okay, so that's got those things started. I can take these two lines right here out. Now, the chamfer at the top, as you can see, only comes down. It says it's like at a 40-degree angle, okay? So let's turn that off and go line. And I'm going to say 0.2 tab minus 40. Oh. Let's start over. Line 0.2 tab 40. And now that I can trim a 40-degree chamfer to root diameter. Oh, that should have been at the bottom. It gets a little complicated not having those lines in. Let me go back. Aha, I see. Okay, so it came from here up at a 40-degree angle. So let's copy a construction line down. And we'll go from here. And I'm going to say 0.2, 40, 90, be 130 degrees. Ah, it went the wrong way with me again. What do you know? I'm just having lots of fun. Now I can trim. Oh, should trim that part right there. Okay, so that's got the top chamfer. And the bottom chamfer will be at a 45-degree angle. And so let's copy us up a construction line up to here and go line, and we'll start here. We'll go 0.1, and in this case, 45 and 90, 135, and then trim that back, trim that back. delete that. Okay, and so you can see it's kind of got those weird little steps to it right there. And then you would just continue out however many of these V's you need to get your distance of 1.5 plus that chamfer, which would be another 0.08. So 1.58, 1.6, somewhere around there. Sorry. And let me turn off my construction layer there so you can see it a little bit better. Okay. And you'll finish out this end right here of your part, okay, the part that's not threaded, and then just rotate it and then hatch it, okay? And so if I rotate, I'm going to pull it right there on top of what I've already got. And so you can see it's really close to what the textbook would show there on page 602. Okay, so it's kind of close. It's a little off. Okay, but that's how we would draw a detailed thread. Okay. I'm not looking that your ends are perfect on this because we haven't gotten into that yet. I'm looking more for your line weights and your line types. Okay, so I didn't address that in this drawing, but the chart on page 602 shows the outline of this to all be thick, the thick visible lines of 0.6. Okay, so if you got questions, send me an email. Come see us in the lab, okay?